Hi, Susie. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, okay? Cool. Uh, this is so interesting because I've never done this before. And it seems like if I put my chat box in one place, I can see all your chat. But if I have it in another place, I can't see any of it. So that's interesting. So hi, thank you for coming and being my guinea pigs today. um, Smile. I'm smiling. Honestly, it's so funny. I was talking to some friends last night and told them I was going to be doing this. And the one girl was like, well, what if nobody shows up? And I'm like, oh, I talk to myself all the time when I do my podcast. But then I sat here and I'm like, this could be really kind of weird doing a live without people. So anyway, all right. So let's see. It looks like we have a few people here. I don't really have any agenda for this. I really just needed to figure out what I was doing because next week on Sunday at 1 o'clock, I'm doing a live here again on YouTube for the Downseller Studio Splash Pad Party for the kickoff weekend for that. So I figured I should probably give this a go beforehand. So anyway, I guess it's as easy as this. It doesn't seem too difficult, I guess. Yeah, I hope you can come to that too. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for that. I figured for that I actually need to have a plan. So aside from showing some things that I'll have in my shop, I have my exclusive colorway, which I guess I should have brought in here, but I didn't because, again, there was no plan for today. But yeah, I'll have a plan for next week. Have I ever considered doing a virtual knit night? I haven't because I've never done a live before, but I have. That could be fun. I know a lot of people are doing Zoom meetings and Zoom knit along kind of things and knit nights. I'm not too into that. I have done some Zoom chats, but I've also heard of people having some really weird things happen during Zoom chats. And I kind of feel uncomfortable opening that possibility up. But doing it like this could be kind of fun. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Let's see how this week, today and next Sunday go. And then I think I'm going to be doing another live later on into the summer for another event, but that's still being in the works. So I guess lives are where it's at these days. It seems like a lot of people are doing them, and I've taken part in them. I know Grace from Babel's Traveling Yarn, she tends to do them usually on Sundays. So hi, Carol. Yeah, so they're fun to do, and I always have fun taking part as a participant. I've just never hosted one before. So here I can show you what I'm working on though. This is some new yarn. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it because I'm right by a window. This is my Color Play 3 self-striping, which I haven't even released yet. It's going into the shop on Friday next week, Friday at noon. So you guys are getting the first sneak peek of it, such as it is. It's really pale colors. And I just started the sock. Well, it's going to be a sample. Yeah, this lighting is horrible right here for this, but I was doing it in here because my husband had been outside rototilling and it was really loud everywhere else in the house. So out in here, it was like quiet, but now he's stopped and he's in here having lunch anyway. So can't really win. But yeah, my inspiration for this colorway, this Color Play 3 colorway, was our dogwood tree. Last year when our dogwood tree bloomed, the flowers are just so pretty. And they have that really pale, creamy color, which is their base color, but they've got very distinct pops of other colors. There's greens and yellow and brown, and then this berry color in them. And I really wanted to do a colorway, but of course, by the time I got around to thinking about it last year, the dogwood tree was done blooming. So I've been trying like crazy to get all of the iterations of this colorway dyed up so that I can take pictures with some actual dogwood flowers before they go away. Hello, Christine from Central New Jersey. Hi, Eileen. I know, I'm just constantly tempting you guys, aren't I? It's my job. My job is to be a temptress. I'll tell you what, though, it's been really fun. When this whole social distancing COVID thing first started, I probably had a good month where I felt like my creativity and my dying mojo had just plummeted and I just couldn't get it together. And then, after I would say maybe about 6 weeks, it's like it came back and I've had so many ideas for so many new colorways. And yet, because I've got all of this inventory sitting here from shows that I'm not doing now, that's why I decided to do a lot of stuff as dye to order, because I just don't have the space to like dye a ton of yarn and house it right now. So hopefully you guys are okay with the dye to order. I'm trying to turn stuff around pretty quick. Hello, Jody. I'm sorry, I know I'm missing people that I haven't specifically said hi, but thank you for joining me. It looks like there's 21 people here. That's so exciting. Vicky, hello, Vicky. Hi, Michael. Yeah, so, and Robin, did I say hi to you too? Hi. So anyway, that's why I'm doing a lot of things as dye to order right now. And that seems to be working out really well, because the nice thing about dye to order is I can give you the option of like a whole bunch of different yarn bases to choose from, rather than me trying to guess what people are going to want. So I feel like that's a benefit. Plus I'm turning things around faster than the 3 to 4 weeks that I'm saying. I'm just saying that, giving myself a buffer, because I'm always afraid something's going to happen. When you live up here and you have a septic system and a well, you just never know what might happen. So anyway, hello, Deb and Jody. Did I say I said hello to Jody already? Anyway, you're spinning, Carol. Cool. Will the new color be available? Yes, I dyed it on Fiber 2 yesterday. It's not dry yet, so I don't have it upstairs, but it's very soft. It's the whole, okay, so here's what I did for this new colorway. I did, all the individual semi-solid colors. So there's 5 semi-solid colors, and then I did a speckled version with all of those colors, which I love. It turned out so pretty. And I did it on the poof base, the one that has the slub yarn. Oh my gosh, it looks so cool on there. So I did that. I'm going to have that available on Sunshine and Poof and Fluff, the mohair silk. And then I did a variegated version, which after I did it, I really didn't like it. Like, that doesn't quite look how I wanted it to. So I tried again, but I did it as a speckled on all 3 bases, and that turned out really cool. So I don't know, I may put both up as an option again, since it's dye to order. That gives me the latitude to do that. And then I did mini sets, and I am doing the self striping and fiber. So there's going to be a whole lot of it. So let's see, who else do we have joining us? Cornwall Crafter, you're in the UK. Oh, wow. It must be, it's probably what, evening there, I guess. I think you're like 4 or 5 hours ahead of me, because it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon here. You laughed having lunch as you had Chinese takeaway for dinner. Yeah, we get Chinese a lot. We have a really good Chinese place not too far from us, and we love supporting them. It's a little small family business. So yeah, Chinese is yummy. They can be tricky. Septic systems can be tricky, Robin. I've grown up with septic systems. Actually, every place I've ever lived has had one. I've never been somewhere where there's been public sewage. So I've had plenty of experiences with the things that can go wrong with them, and it's no fun. So yeah. Oh, it's 6 p.m. over there. Okay, well, that's not too bad. Yeah, I figured if I did this like mid-afternoonish or early afternoonish, then that would make it available to hopefully a lot of people, like people west of me as well as east. in the UK and everything. So next week I'll be doing it at 1 o'clock as well. So that should work out pretty good. I hope you guys can come next week too. Are you guys taking part in the splash pad party at all? It's funny. I love being a sponsor for Jen's events because she does such a fabulous job running them, the splash pad party and the pigskin party. I'll show you in just a sec, but let me finish this thought. I'm sorry. See, I'm reading what you're writing, but then I'm answering without saying what I'm reading. So hopefully you guys can follow the chat too. I have to get better at this. What was I even saying now? Oh gosh. Oh, Jen's events. I love doing Jen's events. She runs things so well, and there's always so much enthusiasm for them. So I was excited about the opportunity to do a live for her for the kickoff next weekend. The colorway is, this is a self-striping, and I'm sorry the lighting's kind of blowing it all out here. This is my Color Play 3 self-striping, and this hasn't been released at all yet. It'll be coming out on Friday next week in every iteration possible, practically, as I just enumerated. So yeah, I'm just doing a little sample. I don't know that this will actually end up being a pair of socks right now, but it'll at least be a sample of the colorway. You can find out all about the pigskin or the splash pad party in Jen's group, the Downseller Studio podcast group on Ravelry. I think she also has, all of the information. I think the links to something that's not on Ravelry. So if you're not on Rav, because I know some people aren't on Ravelry anymore, I think it's on, if you Google Downseller Studio podcast, I think you'll find her website for that, which should also have all of the information about that. It's just funny because I love being a sponsor for her events, but I never actually get to take part. Oh, Jen's live too. That's funny. Yeah, I think a lot of people are probably testing it out because I know in the thread for this, people are like, sure, I'll do one. Never done one before, but I guess I'll figure it out. Yes, let's see. Jen went live. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. I hope you guys like it. We have septic systems, not common. Yeah, it's not common for new construction. I know they try to avoid it. Yeah, 10 years. That's not bad. I'm trying to think. Oh, we had so many messes. It was it was maybe 4 or 5 years before I sold my house, my old house. We had such a disaster area with the septic tanks. But yeah, I think if you maintain them well, they can be pretty problem free. And if you can make sure you don't have tree roots growing into the pipes and stuff, I think that's a lot of times what tends to cause things to back up. Oh, hi, Carol. Another Carol. Sorry, my nose is itchy. That was so much fun seeing you pop up here. I was just watching to see if you were going to have a podcast. I didn't see a new one from you yet, so I guess you have other things going on. Hi, Callie. Yeah, sorry. I'm just sitting here trying to read things to answer. I'm sorry if I miss anything. So yeah, Carol's podcast is so much fun. Carol's A Stitch in Time. She podcasts from Canada, and I love watching her podcast. Yeah, so anyway, are you guys having a good Memorial Day weekend? Are you doing anything? If you're here in the US, doing anything fun? Having a long weekend? We're really not doing anything super exciting. Like I said, my husband was outside. He was running the rototiller. He tilled up a garden spot for us. My daughter, if you watch the podcast, you know my daughter has moved back and she's staying with us for the foreseeable future. So we want a garden. So anyway, yeah, so he was rototilling our garden, but he's also rototilling some drainage issue stuff that we're having not associated with the septic system, thankfully. So any spinning-based podcasts? I don't know of any spinning-based podcasts specifically. Although, oh my gosh, is it Tiny Fiber Studio? Check that one out. She did a lot of spinning videos over the past year or two. She was doing, I think she was kind of doing the 52 spin along the Ply magazine had started a while back, and I know she has done a lot of spinning videos. I'm trying to think who else does spinning specific videos. Grace from Babel's Traveling Yarns. I know she has done videos talking about spinning, but it's not specifically a spinning podcast. Yeah, I can't think of any podcasts that I watch that are spinning specific. It's usually more just a part of it, kind of like mine. And my poor wheels, you can see, there's my one wheel sitting there with nothing on it. And then there's my other wheel with a project on it, but I just haven't been out here to spin because this is my husband's work area now. So not a lot of spinning time. Yeah, I'm still doing my drop spindling too, but I haven't even been doing that very much. Spinning for me kind of goes in waves, you know, like I really, really want to spin for a while, and then I do a lot, and then I drop off and something else takes over. So you should. That would be awesome. Yes, start a spinning podcast. I'm sure a lot of people, I get a lot of questions about spinning. So I think there's a need out there for spinning podcasts. When I very first started podcasting many years ago, I did do some spinning tutorial videos. I think I did one on drop spindling, and then I did one on my wheel. But those have been lost in time. They're no longer available anywhere online. So yeah. Heidi from Norway, hi. Thanks for popping in. Fiber Love Diary and Fairly Fiber Fun. Not heard of either of those. Thanks, Robin. I'll have to check those out too. So anyway, it's getting warm in here now. We're having a beautiful sunny weekend. I thought it was going to rain yesterday or Saturday, and it did, I guess, a little in the morning. But then it really got sunny, and yesterday was beautiful, and today is beautiful. And I think we're finally getting our nice weather. So fingers crossed that it'll stay that way for the summer. So anyway, yeah. I don't really have anything else exciting to tell you. I honestly was sitting there thinking, well, maybe one or two people will pop in and I can just make sure I know how this works. Now, I have no idea if I have to do something special to like save this. So I'll have to figure that out too for next week, I guess. Although I guess you don't have to save lives. I mean, that sounded really funny. You should always save lives if you have an opportunity to save life. Save live videos, live streams. That's what I was meaning. So anyway, okay, so I just got through my first color. You can see the gold, that really light yellow stripe. So now I'm back into the speckle. So this is going to have a really wide speckled stripe, and then it'll have these little wee stripes of the 4 other colors. So I think it's going to be really pretty. I'm excited about it. Wool and Spinning Podcast. I haven't heard of that one either. Maybe I'm just not looking for the spinning podcasts. That's probably it. Honestly, I have like my handful of podcasts that I watch regularly, and they just sort of come up on my feed, and I tend to not look for new ones because when I'm working, I'm only half listening anyway, and I hate to start a new podcast if I can't actually pay attention to it. So, and that's mainly when I get to watch podcasts is when I'm working. Although I do have some that I watch like first thing in the morning when I'm just knitting and having my coffee before I get to work. So maybe that's when I should start looking for new podcasts to watch. Yeah, Rachel. I feel like I've heard Rachel Smith's name before. I don't know in what context, though, probably with spinning, I guess. So, do I feel like I have less time since COVID? I wouldn't say I feel like I have less time. No, I mean, working from home anyway, I feel like, you know, things are kind of the same in that respect. I feel like I don't have any more time than I usually do to like get all the things done. People are saying, "Oh, I'm cleaning out all the closets and cleaning all the things." It's like, no, I don't really have that time to do that. But I haven't had less. I don't feel like I've had less time. I mean, things are okay. It's just different, with Bill home because he's home during the day and now Emma's here. So the dynamics of the house are a little bit different, but otherwise things are okay. How about you? Have you guys felt like you've had less time now that you're home all the time? I feel like that could be a risk though, because like there's never a shortage of things to do. So you're spinning and knitting less, Carol. Yeah, I'm not knitting less. I'm definitely spinning less, but that's mainly again just because Bill's in here and this is usually where I spin, and I don't really have another comfortable spot to spin in the house, so less attention span. I can definitely relate to that. That's kind of what I was saying before. Whenever this all first started, like that first month or so, it was just I felt like I had no creativity. I felt like just I could not focus long enough to really do anything. So that I definitely can relate to. Ooh, is it Maja craft or Maha craft? I'm never sure how that goes, but that sounds really nice. Ooh, yeah, definitely try spinning. I've heard several people getting spinning wheels lately and trying to learn. That and looms. Like everybody's getting a loom. Oh my gosh, I am loving weaving lately though. And weaving's almost a little bit more mindless once you get past that whole setup thing. I guess unless you're doing something fancy. I haven't started doing anything fancy with my weaving yet though. So maybe that's why I can say that. Let's see. You've had more time, but now you're opening back up. Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see how things go now that things are opening up here in the US too. I don't have any immediate plans to be out and about much more than I was. I'm erring on the side of caution that way, but I know a lot of people are very excited to be able to get out a little bit more. So it'll be interesting to see how that impacts everything. You hit 80 degrees before 10 a.m. Oh my gosh. Yes. I switched my summer, my clothes that were hanging. I brought those out and put them in my closet last weekend or the weekend, right before my daughter came, because she was going to be in the room where those clothes were. And I knew it'd be easier. I did it before she got here, but I haven't gotten all my other clothes out, which are in bins up in the top of my closet. And I really need to. I always have some tank tops out and I leave a couple pair of shorts out all year round, but I'm starting to like wear them all the time now. So I feel like we had winter, and then like 2 days of spring, and now summer's here because temperature has gotten really warm. So, oh, you're having trouble staying focused, Robin. I can relate. I'll tell you what, crochet seems to really be having a surgence lately. Everybody is crocheting stuff. And I think maybe it is because, and again, this is probably a bit depending on what you're working on, but I know like the granny stuff that I've been doing, that half granny triangle stuff, it takes no thought, and it is just so easy. And I find the motion of crochet much more meditative than knitting. Knitting, I just knit fast. Like I try to knit as fast as I can when I'm knitting. But crochet, I have to pay attention to what I'm doing and I get into a rhythm, and I really like that. So, yeah, I'm not in a hurry to get out there with the crowds. Oh, you have an electric eel spinner. Do you like that? I've heard different people talk about that, and it seems to be the people do like those. I keep thinking about an electric wheel. I can't bite the bullet on that one yet. That is a big investment for like the bigger electric spinners, the e-spinners. I'll tell you a secret though. I just bought a drum carder. that should be here Tuesday. I mainly bought, I was not going to buy one. Like I had no plans whatsoever to buy a drum carder. But then you might know if you've watched the podcast lately that I've started washing fleeces. And I was going to just hand process them all. And then I saw where a friend was getting rid of her drum carder. And it's a motorized drum carder, and she was selling it at a really, really reasonable price. And I'm like, I took her up on it. So we'll see how that goes. So let's see. A worsted weight granny stripe blanket. Oh my goodness, that would be so much fun. I so enjoyed doing my granny stripe blanket when I did that. Mine was fingering weight, but it was still just so much fun. An Ashford Joy is an Ashford Joy, is that an e-spinner? Or is that just a regular Ashford treadle wheel? I don't know. I'm not familiar with that one. Oh, that's right. The eel is the USB powered one. Yes. Now I remember. That's kind of cool. Is it like 3D printed, or is that the 3D printed ones? Let's see, what else? Oh, okay, pedals, got it. And yay to drum carder, yeah. I'm going to use it for my fleeces, I think, at least some of them. But I may end up doing some bats for the shop too. I tried doing bats a long time ago when I did own a drum carder before, and I just couldn't get into it, but who knows? I couldn't get into weaving the first time I had a loom either, and then now I love it. So maybe the time has changed. Maybe it's my time to drum card things. We'll see. Anyway. You went riding yesterday? Riding, what did you ride? Like bicycle riding? I haven't had my bicycle out yet this year. I really want to. And I think I'm going to kayak tomorrow maybe for the first time because it's finally warm enough. Oh, you're sitting in your garden with a cup of tea. That sounds lovely. I sat outside last night for a while. I was having a Zoom chat with my girlfriends. We try to get together, once every couple of weeks. It was so nice and relaxing. Okay, the Hanson. If I've looked at the Hanson, Carol, and that's the one. Like, if I ever get one, that's probably the one I'm going to get. They have that Hanson. I think the Pro. Is that what it is now? I think it's got a bit bigger motor in it or something. I've talked to them about it and everything, but I can't bring myself to dish out that money for that yet. Maybe someday. Taking up a scrappy crochet project, Carol, I highly recommend it because you know what? I find crochet super easy to just sit down. Like, when you're knitting, you want to be done with a row so that you're not stopping in the middle of a row. But with crochet, I feel like I can just stop, especially on a granny project. Now if I'm doing, because I do still have that Lost in Time shawl going, which I have not worked on, that I do feel like I have to finish the whole row because I'm always doing something very specific and I'm really having to focus on that project. But just these little scrappy crochet projects are so easy to sit down. I think they're nice for that purpose. Okay, so the eel is 3D printed. Yeah. Oh, you can print more of your own bobbins. That's kind of cool. I never thought about that aspect of it. That would be very convenient if you have a 3D printer. Yeah, crochet is easier in a way, and I'm having fun learning. And what I'm finding is that learning the new stitches isn't as complicated as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be so much more complicated because maybe it's just because I've been knitting for so long that I can look at a piece of knitting and say, oh, yeah, that's complex because it's got cables or lace or what have you, but I understand the concepts behind them. But with crochet, I look at it and it's like, oh my gosh, I could never do that. And then I look at how it's done and read how you do things. And it's like, oh, well, that's not quite so bad. So, oh. Hanson crafts. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's so many options out there now. I've looked at the Ashford e-spinners too. I'm not as excited about those, not for any particular reason. I think it was who I talked to, whoever I spoke with at the Ashford booth at TNNA last year. Maybe he was just having a bad moment or whatever. He wasn't all that informative. I guess that was what it was. Didn't seem too interested in talking to me at the time. So, but the guy from Hanson that I talked to at, I guess it was Rhinebeck last year, he took tons of time with me. So that always helps. Customer service. Oh, okay. I used Hanson. Yeah. Hi, Julie. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I've not looked for any used e-spinners. I look for other used things occasionally, but not an e-spinner, probably because it's not on the top of my list. And it seems like for whatever reason around here, I'm never able to find, although I guess, you can get them shipped or whatever. There's probably a group on Ravelry for that kind of stuff, right? I know there is. It's probably safer if I don't look for all the used equipment because then it'll come live with me. Carol, I can read a little bit of crochet chart stuff. I have the crochet, I think it's called the Crochet Bible. It's that small spiral bound book. So I used to use that when I was trying to figure out crochet. So I can kind of figure it out, but I sort of prefer written directions at this point. Yep. I learned to crochet from my grandmother when I was a kid too. I can remember her teaching me how to do the chains or, just make chains, and I'd sit there and do chains. I think she's the one who taught me how to do a granny square too originally. Oh, Hanson Crafts is local to you. Where is that, Robin? I don't even know where they're located. But yeah, they seem to have very good quality equipment. I've never heard people have many complaints about them. I mean, I don't know that I've ever heard anybody complain much about Ashford's products either. And I have, a lot of Ashford stuff that I've never had issues with. So it's certainly not a quality issue that I would ever not get an Ashford one. So anyway, well, guys, thank you so much for coming to join me. The Olympic Peninsula. Here, I was trying to get to the next stripe to show you this, but I'm probably going to log this off here in a few minutes. We've been going for a half hour. I actually do have to run an errand today, which isn't what I really want to do, but I am going to go out and run an errand and then get home as quickly as possible, and then hopefully get to spend a good portion of the rest of my day crafting. And I'm doing laundry because that's super exciting to do on a holiday. But anyway, yeah, well, thank you guys for coming and joining me and watching me sit here and knit. This was fun, and I will keep in mind doing this as a, like a knit night kind of thing at some point in time. Hopefully you will be able to put up with me trying to read the chat and talk to you at the same time. I kind of feel like I'm babbling, but you know what? I always feel like I'm babbling whenever I do my podcasts. And that's what editing's for. So with live, I just don't have that ability. I have to self-edit as I go. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm going to go because it's actually getting really hot out here. But yeah, there we are. I'm almost to the next stripe. You can see these stripes are going to be really wide, and that's what the yarn looks like again. So this will be in the shop on Friday. This coming Friday at noon is when this colorway and all the variations on this colorway are going to go live. So thank you guys so much for chatting with me this afternoon. I have to remember to look at the camera and not at the screen too. Anyway, thank you so much for helping me out with this, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.